Hello, my name is Taylor. I'm a financial coach, and what that means is I help families set up budgeting apps and budgets to help them reach their financial goals. And I'm really excited to talk about Lunch Money as a excellent budgeting app to consider. I'm not afraid to say right off the bat that I really enjoyed getting to know this app and learning more about this app. It made me very excited as a really cool alternative for budgeting apps out there, and it's a really strong competitor for the major budgeting players. It took me a while to get on board with Lunch Money or to even look at it, mostly because of this tagline that they have at the very front. It says delightfully simple personal finance and budgeting. And when I hear the word simple when it comes to budgeting apps, I am thinking of very minimal features, minimal budgeting features. And I work with families with very complex finances. That means they have rental properties, they're business owners, or their income fluctuates. Lots going on in their finances, and simplicity in a budgeting app isn't always the best thing to handle complexity. And so because those are the families I work with, I've kind of written this budgeting app off for quite a long time, but I was very, very wrong. And I do think that this app is anything but simple in a lot of different ways, but it is in some of the best ways as well. So after quite a few requests of looking at Lunch Money, as well as Brittany Flammer doing an excellent job on her videos and really making me see the potential of Lunch Money, I decided to give it a shot, and I'm excited to show you guys what I found. Let's first start with who is this budgeting app for. The key things that I feel like this budgeting app supports is multi-currency. So if you're living in multiple countries or if you're using multiple currencies for your budget, this one is going to be a great call for you. Not many budgeting apps do this or have multi-currency features. The other great thing that Lunch Money does that really stands out is that it doesn't budget just by month. You can budget by paycheck cycle. You can budget every 2 weeks, every quarter, every year. You can set up your budget to whatever timeline you want. And it's very unique because most budgeting apps only handle monthly budgeting. Because they have such flexible budgeting features, it also means it's really excellent if you are living paycheck to paycheck, things are really tight. Or if you have fluctuating income, your income comes in varying degrees, maybe over several months, as well as the ability to create multiple budgets. That means if you have separate finances as your partner and you want partner one's budget, partner two's budget, if you have a business or rental properties, you have the ability to create multiple budgets inside one login. And again, not a feature that tons of budgeting apps have. And so those are the key things that really stand out to me of like, hey, if those are features that you're looking for that are deal breakers for you, then Lunch Money is going to be excellent. So let's dive into more of the features. First off, pricing is really interesting and a little unique. First, it does give you a 30-day free trial without even having to put in a credit card. So absolutely zero risk to try this budgeting app out. It's $10 a month or a sliding scale of what you want to pay during the year. There's different benefits to doing a higher pay. So it really can be extremely affordable on a yearly basis. If you use my link down below in the description of this video, you do get a longer free trial. So make sure you use that link when you give Lunch Money a try. When you get started with the app, you're going to be prompted to connect your bank accounts. Now, from my research, it does look like they are only using Plaid as a connector to your bank accounts. It does bring in historical data up to 2 years, but depending on your bank ultimately decides how much data it's going to bring in. So you'll have to see for yourself how much historical data you get when you connect your banks. Now, because it only works with Plaid, that means there's going to be limitations on the amount of bank connections it's going to connect to. So if you are not sure if your bank's going to work, really the best way to tell is to take advantage of that 30-day free trial. Most major banks are going to work just fine using Plaid, but there are going to be limitations, especially when it comes to things like investments or loans or those kinds of things that will help you monitor your net worth. I do worry about the amount of connectivity and net worth tracking that will be possible inside this app. But again, all major banks are going to work just fine. So most of people are going to be just fine using this app, getting their bank accounts connected and automatically feeding transaction data so that you can budget seamlessly. You can manually enter information as well so that you can track lots of different options for your net worth. You will just have to manually upload those. But again, it connects to tons and tons of banks outside of the US, inside the US. So if you're working in multiple currencies or you're living in multiple countries, this app is going to have a lot more options than most other budgeting apps that only connect with US accounts. Now, in my opinion, the setup, you have a whole tab for setup. The setup, while it is mostly intuitive, I do think it takes time and it's not the most seamless version of budgeting setup I've ever seen, which is why I'm confused by the simple budgeting slogan that they have, because I feel like the setup makes it anything but simple. But here's the thing. The complexity and the options and the customization of the setup process might mean there's a little bit of work to do up front, but it's going to pay off in the long run. You have so much to customize and so much to automate that this budgeting app is going to be running flawlessly in the background and with minimal work on your end to maintain and monitor your budget. And good news is they do have really great tutorial videos that they provide on YouTube. Their forums are actually really good. Their help center documents are actually really good in explaining all these features. So while I do feel like there's a little bit of a more complex setup process than most apps, I think it's because the end result really pays off. So again, what that means is you're setting up your bank accounts, you're customizing your category, you're adding as many categories as you want, you're deciding how you're treating it, if it's excluded or included into your budget. You have lots of tags to help with a reporting, and then the rule setups are also very complex. You have tons of rule options, just like many budgeting apps, where you can really automate what's actually coming in and out. So it automatically categorizes it, puts in the right tags, makes it so it affects your budget in the right way. Now, the key feature in the budgeting aspect is the ability to choose your own time period. You can customize this time period so that you could start your budget on the first day of your next paycheck. If you are budgeting paycheck to paycheck, you like having a 2-week cycle or a monthly cycle that starts on a very specific date. You can also do yearly budget. If you're working on commissions and you just get paid 3 or 4 times a year, you can set up your budget as a yearly budget and just pace yourself during the year. So there's so many options for you to create a budget that works on your schedule. There are also so many ways you can budget. You can budget as a very passive way where you just have a budget set up and it's fairly passive in the sense that nothing rolls over, or you just are kind of figuring out what's left over at the end of the month. But you can also turn on rollovers so that anything you don't spend on will roll over with you into the next month. And I think their rollover features are actually really, really good to prevent user error or prevent lots of confusion, because rollovers can usually cause quite a bit of confusion. But the way they've done it means that you can roll over by category or roll over the entire bucket, meaning just all money left over rolls over into that next period, and you can assign it in the next period to use on any categories you want. Whereas most rollover features only roll over within a category. If you don't spend in coffee shops, you can have more to spend in coffee shops next month. Your budget can be set on expectation or what is actually brought in. So you can budget based on, hey, I'm assuming I'm gonna get $4,500 in this month. That's what I'm gonna set my budget to. Or you can just budget what actually is brought in, so that way you're never budgeting with more money than you have in your accounts. So lots of flexibility in deciding how complex you want your budgeting setup to be. You can completely customize these groups. You can budget for an entire group instead of by individual categories. This can be absolutely unique to your layout, as well as having multiple budgets. Like I said at the beginning, you can have multiple budgets to look through all within one login. So you can create a budget for just your properties or just your personal accounts or your business accounts. It's really up to you. Now, it is creating almost a whole different account, but within the same login. So that means that if you create a budget on a new account, you have to connect those accounts again or connect your rental property accounts and that kind of thing. But it's really, really nice to have the ability to separate out your budgets. The reporting is actually really good. It does have a very spreadsheet feel, and you've probably noticed that throughout this demo, that most of this feel, the layout, the aesthetics are very spreadsheety, which can turn a lot of folks off. It's not my favorite aesthetic, but it is still very useful if you can get used to that and get to know what it's trying to tell you. But the reports are very customizable, changing the date, the time periods, and how it's reporting that data. You can look at your data by tag and category, tag and account. I love the idea of account by category to actually see what is getting put on each of the cards in a way that summarizes it for you. So you see the averages, and so average spend on each kind of card and what categories those charges are going into. So I really like this spreadsheet data. And what's really cool is that it does export in a summarized version rather than just exporting all of the transactions. It does export these reports into Excel. Now, the visuals are not as appealing as other budgeting apps. It isn't quite as pretty, but it gets the job done. And I think that there's lots of options to view your data in lots of different ways. I find this kind of spreadsheet view really, really helpful. Now, going back to the dashboard, because the recurring transactions, if you have bills or reoccurring transactions, it does actually play a role in your budget, which is really nice. That means that you can not only see them on a calendar view of what's going on and what your budget might look like, but it also factors that into your budget. So for example, you can see in food, you can see what you've actually spent versus what you have projected to spend based on your reoccurring calendar. So if you have like HelloFresh or some meal planning that comes out weekly and you get billed weekly, it does affect your budget so that you can see and keep pace with those subscriptions or with those reoccurring transactions in mind, which is a huge, huge benefit to actually filling out the reoccurring information, to putting these things on a calendar view, to actually having connectivity between your bills and what's actually happening. It gives you an idea of how to project how your spending is going to go, not just what's happened so far in the month. There are some other fun reporting stats to just kind of keep an eye on. Top merchants, top spending areas. That's, you can choose any time period to get those kinds of information, as well as trends that it's tracking. So there's just so much data to get out of this that it can be a little overwhelming at first, but if you do take the time to set this up properly, it's could be extremely valuable to your process. You do also have the ability to add on collaborators, whether it's a financial coach or your partner, your advisor, your CPA. You can add collaborators to your budget to help you out. So let's now talk about what is missing from this budgeting app. A key thing that I think is missing that I'm really curious if will change in the future, because they are doing tons and tons of updates. So I am really curious what Lunch Money is going to evolve to. The one thing I'm seeing that is missing is goal tracking. So there are no goal tracking capabilities. The only way you would really be able to track goals is through rollovers, meaning you would create a category maybe called travel or emergency fund or any of those, or a car purchase, right? You'd create categories for those things, set a budget for them at like $500 a month or whatever you're trying to do. And this would roll over every month. So next month will be 1,000, next month will be 1,500. So you can keep an eye on and build your savings. Great for sinking funds, great for just savings goals, general savings goals, but it doesn't have really any way to budget transfers or, contributions to savings. Instead, you're setting a budget for an expense category. Is that a deal breaker? Absolutely not. I think this does a good enough job as is, and there's lots of workarounds to kind of show goals inside the budget because they have rollover features. So nothing that I would say is too pressing, but it is something that I think will make this budgeting app even more of a competitor to these other major budgeting apps if they do add some goal features. They also don't have any features related to debt management. So if you are trying to pay off your credit card and you're still using the credit card, the features here are very limited into helping you figure out what your payment needs to be, right? Because not only do you need to make a payment on the extra, the principal, the part you're trying to pay down, but you're also trying to pay off what you've put on that month. And there's no features to really help you figure out what that is. YNAB is still probably the best app to do that, to help you figure out what those payments on your credit cards needs to be. But this, again, is not going to be a deal breaker if you're paying your cards off in full, if you're using your cards within that statement balance and paying it off, or if you have stopped using your credit cards, right? You stop swiping on them and you're just paying them down. Again, we can make that work inside Lunch Money just fine. So again, not a huge deal breaker. But if that is important to you, I'd explore budgeting apps like YNAB. Most big budgeting apps are moving away from focusing on credit card management and debt management, which I'm not sure why, and it's really disappointing on my end as a financial coach, because I definitely have clients who that's part of their goals is to get those credit cards paid off. But at the same time, as a financial coach, I really recommend stop using the card until you get them paid off. Then once they're paid off in full, you can start using them as much as you want, paying off the statement balance in full. So again, as long as you stop using your card, it's really fine to budget with it. And all of these different budgeting apps that don't really have credit card management, it's not going to really affect your process at all because you've stopped actually using the card until you pay off that balance in full. Last thing that's really missing is the Amazon connection, and as to help you categorize Amazon or Target or all of those things, they will come in as just Amazon. There's no way to see inside your budgeting app what you actually bought. You would still need to log into Amazon. So if you're huge on Amazon, if that's a huge area to spend for your family, you're probably better off with apps like Monarch Money. So let me know what you think, and let me know if you give it a shot. Use my link down below in the description of this video to get an even extra long free trial to really test it out, see how it feels, make sure your banks connect just fine, and get used to that setup features. If you are interested in more videos on what I think are best practices to get set up in Lunch Money and how to make sure you get the most out of this app, let me know. I'd love to make more videos on this channel focused on the best practices for Lunch Money. If you have any questions on the app or how it compares to other apps, again, leave in the comments. I'd love to help. So thank you so much. Please subscribe for other budgeting app reviews, and thank you so much.